these things or what we're doing offensively, but make sure that the reality of what the season represents, that they understand that, so their expectations don't get them too big-headed, so you have to reel them in.
Sounds like you're talking about staying with the fundamentals.
Well, the fundamentals can always help you, Kevin, and then also just continuity, making sure that each guy understands that you've done your role, continue to do your role, and the guys behind you are ready to go in case we start slipping.
Now the opening lineup for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair. Anthony out there with Paul George, and it's Adams in at the 5 roaming the paint.
And Serge Ibaka, remember, it was a first-team all-defense selection. But over time, I think he's become more of a scoring-minded player, and I think that's affected his impact defensively.
Now Lowry, after Westbrook's missed 3. Powell, the pass to Valanciunas. Back to Powell. There's the 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. Powell's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And if he can hit that shot, it spreads the defense out and really changes the complexion of the game.
Yeah, you can start to creep away off of certain people, but this is an early warning shot from him.
And the dunk by Powell.
Now, how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right. It's stolen by Lowry. Fast break. Here they come.
And right now, the game plan seems to be working.
It looks like this team has finally gotten into the club and found its rhythm, trying their best to pull away.
Great way to see the alley-oop. That replay courtesy of Under Armour. Another unleash chaos moment.
And that's just not something Russell came in doing, being a playmaker. But what we're seeing out of Westbrook now, great vision.
Lowry, and plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And the foul goes against Oklahoma City. And Kyle Lowry over the last few seasons slimmed down about 15 pounds. He's, Greg, been playing the best basketball of his career.
No doubt. He's still got that low center of gravity, almost like a bowling ball. He just gets under his man, and his strength and tenacity enable him to create chaos at both ends of the floor.
Paul George with the steal. It's tipped, and that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel.
That's 2 really unproductive trips in a row, ending in turnovers.
The Raptors have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Here's Lowry. The 18-footer is right on the mark.
And that in-between range is a shot Lowry uses to keep defenders off balance. As good as he is with the 3-ball or attacking at the rim, he still has that mid-range to fall back on.
Steven Adams brings a lot to the team, Brent. Got a chance to be more involved, in fact, with the offense after Durant left.
Well, he's not a wispy 7-footer, Kevin. Thick and rugged out there on the floor and willing to set a lot of screens to free up Russell Westbrook. One of the things I'd like to see them do is maybe explore him in the post a little more often as an offensive threat. I think he's capable down there.
Now here is Lowry. Here's DeRozan. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Westbrook kicks to Adams. The 3, and Westbrook gets it to go on the assist by Adams. Westbrook's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. Outside DeRozan. Stolen. Outside, George. Anthony dishes to George. Westbrook with a wide open look. The 3-pointer, no good.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Westbrook with the block.
There is no question that Russell is one of the top 10 athletes we have in the league. On full display there.
For the Raptors, their last game, a loss to Portland. Here's DeRozan. It's stolen by Adams. Outside, George. And it's blocked by Ibaka.
An elite rim protector. Ibaka has the highly desired combination of athleticism and timing.
George passes to Anthony. The shot's good on the assist by George. Anthony's got his first points of the night.
That's a talented guy getting too easy a look. Might have been a miscommunication on that one.
Well, just the first quarter, everyone's still getting adjusted. That said, on defense, you have to bring help sooner.
Now, here is Ibaka. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Three-pointer, Lowry. And Roberson pulls it down. Oklahoma City trailing. Westbrook kicks to Anthony. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. The game now all-time. George has got 5 points so far.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Now here's Powell. Tight defense on him. And Adams sends it back.
Well, Adams quick off his feet there. With that size and length, tough to shoot over.
That gives them the lead. Anthony's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Out quickly, then the beautiful execution. You can't do it any better.
There's running the floor, and then there's running the floor with purpose. And I love the energy on this play.
No good on the quick three. Outside, George. Here's Roberson, and released it in time, but it's off the mark. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Player, there it is. Huh?
You heard it in Serge's voice, too. That confidence has already been planted in him. That voice telling him, shoot the ball, is now in his own head. He's going to be just fine.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. What do you guys think about the Thunder here in this one?
They're just not sitting back. They are going for steals, and their activity has been terrific.
Yeah, so that disruption is helping out because it's leading to some easy chances on the other end.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So for Oklahoma City right now, Westbrook and Roberson are the backcourt pair. Steven Adams is out there with Anthony, and it's George in at the 3.
And in today's game, we're really so used to thinking of passing as the key to an efficient offense. But this Raptors club, they do it a different way. For them, the screen is the assist, giving their guards space to pull up or attack the rim.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Raptors coach Dwayne Casey talked about the chemistry on his team. He said, we couldn't be better. There's no ego, no hidden agendas. Guys understand their roles. Kyle Lowry told me we're a complete team, 15 deep, and we really mean that. You never know whose time it's going to be. Kevin?
DA depth is a crucial part of any team's success. Knowing you can rely on your teammates to step up is huge. Here's Anthony. Off the inbound.
Blessed with awesome physical tools. Ibaka can alter shots anywhere on the floor.
Powell dishes to Ibaka. That's it. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3. And the Raptors for the last few seasons, Greg, right at the bottom of the league in assists.
Yeah, but nevertheless, they do make good decisions. They're a low turnover team, and they've been pretty efficient offensively. One area where you can offset that is by their ability to get to the free throw line, because that puts a lot of pressure on your defense with their ability to attack.
And here's Lowry after Paul George getting his 3 to go. Steps back and shoots. A shot by Lowry, no good.
I still love the shot selection. The defense wasn't really a factor. You need to be more aggressive guarding the mid-range.
Here's Powell, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Brent, each coach has his strengths, and they've got weaknesses, but if you needed someone to drop a play to get you 1 bucket out of a timeout, who are some of the names you turn to?
I think I'm going to turn to Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, possibly James Harden, because 2 points can happen after a free throw, right, Kev? So
yes.
I could get James Harden to the line. And then 1 LeBron James. That's not a bad list of guys to turn to if I need 2 points.
Absolutely. And then what coach would you have draw up that play?
If I don't say Pop, my life will cease to exist. I will say Greg Popovich in late game situations does a marvelous job. Not only, Kevin, of getting the ball to the guy that he wants potentially to get the game winner, but to have options and to make sure that that player sees those options in case something breaks down.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
The Raptors shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight.
And as a team, excellent a season ago, about 80% when they got to the line. And it's been an outstanding game for them at the free throw line, not missing their chances when they get them.
Such a big bonus to have a big guy that can step up to the free throw line and knock down shots. So many guys struggle from there. And his versatility on offense is so spectacular. He always finds ways to help put points up on the board.
Lowry drives in. The shot that time, not on target. Adams, some nice D. And here's Anthony from the arc. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Anthony's got the lead up to 2 now for the Thunder. Here's Lowry, and Adams sends it back. And George kicks to Anthony. A nice shot by George. George has got 10 points.
Melo good at scanning the entire floor, and that's why that time he found the open teammate.
And Adams sends it back, and they'll keep possession. Oklahoma City leading by 4. Some firepower from this offense tonight.
Yeah, they got a nice groove going right now offensively.
Here's DeRozan. Will it go? Here's Valanciunas, and Westbrook pulls it down. Westbrook's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Westbrook with the steal. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. It's stolen by Lowry. There's 49 seconds left here in the second. He feeds it to Valanciunas. Goes up the baseline. Nice jump shot. Good. Valanciunas has got 4 points this quarter.
Yeah, and this team depends on Lowry. I mean, so skilled at creating shots for himself or his teammate.
The kick out to Westbrook. Back to Adams. 6 to shoot. And Robertson has it in the corner. A three-pointer, no good. Toronto's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Here's DeRozan. Westbrook with the block. And they get it back. And here they come. He doesn't hit that one. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. It's the Thunder. They lead by a bucket. So it's Toronto now. This is the first they're seeing of Oklahoma City here. First game of the NBA's regular season for them.
And really, this is a team that expects to beat everyone when they step on the floor, but they were only able to split the series last year.
And they don't want a repeat of what happened last year here. They know this is an opponent they can handle, and they don't want to give away anything like they did last year.
The talented Lowry and DeRozan pair in the backcourt. Ibaka is the 4 and Valanciunas in the middle. And it's Powell in at the small forward. They're the group for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. 3 on the clock. Here's Ibaka, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
And those are the kinds of mistakes that are magnified when we're talking about a game down the stretch.
Westbrook against Lowry, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by DeRozan. And a look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for Oklahoma City.
And the corner 3 has not been their shot of choice here tonight. And I think a big reason for that has been the defensive setup. They came in focused on taking away the short-range strip. And really, DeMar DeRozan is a master at what he calls body hunting. That ability to just kind of draw fouls. I think he and James Harden actually are the guys that have really kind of set the tone for how to create those opportunities to get to the line.
And DeMar DeRozan, always, Greg, among the league leaders in free throw attempts.
And when you look at him, 6'7", 220 pounds with tremendous athleticism, he has got all the tools. Beyond, though, that attack mentality, he's a savvy basketball player. Those little shot fakes, his footwork, helped this guy live at the line.
They look frustrated, 0 for 3. Not how you want to start the third quarter.
this game has a lot of character here in the third period. 6 changes of the lead here.
Intensity is the theme for this one.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, it may not be the era of the center in the NBA, but Jonas Valanciunas has something to say about that. He said, I try to make sure they don't forget about centers. I'll keep reminding them. The league is full of guys that can do different things, but I still think you need a center that can rebound the ball and score in the low post. I agree. Kevin?
Well, the centers are still important, David. Good to see Valanciunas making his presence felt in the paint. And you watch the way Westbrook plays fearlessly, how he has the attitude of Brent, someone much smaller than him.
Well, it's that athleticism that intimidates, Kevin, quite frankly. You hear a lot of players who went through this huge growth spurt to make them elite. That's exactly what happened to Russell Westbrook, going from about 5'8" to 6'3" in a hurry. But to have that kind of bullish mentality as a point guard in this league against that kind of size, that's impressive stuff.
The Raptors have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances. Brent, when you were playing in Seattle, those were the best assist years, statistically, of your career. What led you to become such a catalyst for that offense?
Well, it was interesting just as I finally got an opportunity to start to play with the basketball as a two-guard a little bit more in Seattle, trying to play a little bit more up-tempo. And again, I'll mention opportunities because of Gary Payton getting double-teamed. It opened up situations for me, Kevin, where I could be a bit more creative as the off guard.
And you love that, didn't you?
I love playing that way. I wish I had more years of doing that, kind of the run-and-gun style that Phoenix employed for most of the mid-2000s with that 7 seconds or less. I could have been agreeable with that.
The drive by Lowry. Outside DeRozan. Screen by Ibaka. Here's Valanciunas. That one a little long.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Paul George with the steal.
Just waiting for a chance to make a play, and when the pass was made, he's all over it. Just a fantastic steal.
Powell, the pass to Ibaka. Can't connect from short range.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession. Well, let's take a look at last year's top scorers. Russell Westbrook, #1, and of course, DeMar DeRozan.
And what an option either of those two guys give you. They're both excellent safety valves when an offense is struggling.
Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Steven Adams picks one up.
And I like how scrappy and aggressive Lowry is on the court. And it's easy to see how much his teammates enjoy playing alongside him.
And a lot of speculation, Greg, this past summer for where Kyle Lowry would end up. Ultimately, he decides to stay with Toronto.
Yeah, you know, Lowry visited other teams, but felt he had unfinished business in Toronto. And teams up with DeRozan so well. Just a great fit for both sides when you look at it.
The Raptors have gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. Very slow start offensively. To the inside, taken away by Anthony. And here we go with Westbrook heading to the hoop. And Roberson kicks to Westbrook. Deep 2 from Anthony. No good off the back of the rim.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lowry.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
There's 38 seconds left to play in the third. Westbrook with it. He's got 8. Pass to Adams. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Here's Roberson. Misses and the dry spell continues. One-on-one fast break. Oh, the lob to Valanciunas. So they take the lead. And the Raptors lead by 2.
Yeah, nice silky finish on the alley-oop from the stupendous feed.
That sequence couldn't have been executed any better.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Lowry dishes to Valanciunas. Left side, DeRozan. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3.
Yeah, and when they're in attack mode, sometimes it can lead to turnovers, but it could also lead to a nice run here.
All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. And Oklahoma City, looking who they've got to start the fourth quarter. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair. Paul George is out there with Anthony, and it's Adams in at the 5.
Bully ball in action as Melo gets himself way deep into the paint where he knows he can score.
And Valanciunas kicks the foul. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. That one's on Anthony. We can expect a dramatic end to this one.
Yeah, no quit by either side, guys. Neither team willing to give any ground.
And a bit of a bittersweet question for you, Brent. We know you spent so many years with the Sonics who eventually were uprooted and became this Thunder team. How badly would you like to see Seattle hit a basketball team again?
I think it's the NBA's mission to get back to Seattle, and under Adam Silver, he's asked questions about the return to the Emerald City, and I think it's going to happen, Kevin. If it does, I'd love to be a part of what the organization does up there. I do miss the PNW. That's the Pacific Northwest.
And, Brent, when you hear Donovan on the sideline or in the huddle, it's clear how big a motivator he can be for his team. He certainly gets the most out of his players from the stars to the end of the bench.
One thing that Billy Donovan did in the early part of taking the job with the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I remember it well, Kevin, I went to the UCLA campus where Billy Donovan had invited most of the roster for the Oklahoma City team, and he started to establish that trust in the off-season, being there for workouts, understanding the personalities of his team, and getting to know his guys. All of those things have reaped some incredible rewards in the early part of Billy Donovan's coaching career.
Outside, George to the wing on the left, and here's Westbrook from the arc. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got 3 assists in the game. Ibaka right side. And Andre Robertson is going to pick up the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. And DeRozan kicks to Valanciunas. Just 5 to shoot. Powell, the pass to Ibaka. Lowry has the open look. Buries the long-range jumper.
And those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games.
Pass to George. Kicks it to Robertson. Dishes to Adams. George with no one around. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
And such a clutch shooter. I mean, he lives for the big shot. And when he's rolling like this, watch out.
Ibaka down low. Covered by Anthony. And Adams sends it back. Robertson dishes to Carmelo. And Adams kicks to Robertson. Anthony right side. Adams the pass to Anthony. Here's Robertson. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. Taken away by Anthony. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Left side Lowry. The pass to DeRozan. And the Raptors miss again. Oklahoma City comes into this one after the win against New Orleans. Westbrook dishes to Adams. From deep, George. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. The Raptors have gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Here's DeRozan. And Adams sends it back. And oh, here we go with George. Nobody back. And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession.
And the score being this close, you have to retain possession of the ball. You just can't give it away like that.
Toronto's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Lowry kicks to Ibaka. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got 3 assists now in this one. Out to the wing. Robertson the pass to Carmelo. It's stolen by Ibaka. And here's Lowry. On the wing, DeRozan. Screened by Ibaka. That doesn't go either for DeRozan.
That's like milk on a hot day, just a bad decision. Absolutely no reason for him to be taking those shots.
Here's Adams. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. Kyle Lowry picks one up there.
Well, that is NBA level right there.
No doubt, professional move all the way, puts the team on his back when it matters most.
DeRozan in the corner. Down low. Here's Ibaka. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for two. And the foul goes against Oklahoma City.
One of the best free throw shooting bigs in the league. But that wasn't always the case for Ibaka. He has put in a ton of work.
Seems like the more that's at stake, the more he rises to the challenge.
Drops the first one, and that ties the game up.
Well, he entered the league as a great free throw shooter. Westbrook now gets there a ton.
And so both free throws good that time, and that puts him ahead.
And that's big there. Once he got the opportunity to get to the line and take the lead, you have got to convert.
DeRozan connects. And this crowd ecstatic. They are pumped up.
And what a huge shot. You talk about an excited arena.
Westbrook with it. Now guarded by DeRozan. Westbrook dishes to Robertson. Offline. And there's the foul to try to stop the break, and that'll be a clear path to the basket. Two free throws coming up, and they'll retain possession. And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. And he does get the second one, and that will put them up by two. And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
Yeah, you can't let him hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a three-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a four-point ball game.
Tons of credit there on the focus level to stay calm in a huge moment, and he ices the game.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 4. 8 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they draw up to get this quick shot.
They'd love to get it into the hands of their best scorer, but they also need a backup plan. Plan B has to be covered.
Seconds left to play here in the fourth. It's good from beyond the arc.
Melo with another moment.
They get a hand on it. Stolen by George. Shoots over Powell. The tagger. He drills the game winner.
All zeros on the clock as he drains the game winner.
Unbelievable way to end this game. The fans on both sides are in shock.
So a close game sees Oklahoma City taking this one. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for them.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.